Bulletcast for life.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bulletcast. We are about number 60. We're the number 63rd sports recreational podcast. Yet again, we are the only sports recreational podcast that is simply just too sweet. I'm the Podfather. I'm the host of this thing. I have the champion, the Bulletcast heavyweight champion, the Canadian Destroyer, Brandon. How's it going there, guy?
It's going just fantastic.
We're here for another one. What is it, 79? Jesus. Episode 80. We doing something special next week?
Nope.
It's just a regular 80th episode?
Yep.
Alright, episode 100. We may do something. We don't know. We'll find out. Alright, episode 79. Outside of the ring, we have to start off with some really bad news. There were 3 deaths in professional wrestling. Nikolai Volkoff, Brian Christopher, and Brickhouse Brown. It's really unfortunate, you know. They say they go in threes. That's what I hear. So, I mean, let's break down some careers real quick. We'll start off with Nikolai Volkoff. You know, he's a 2005 inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame. His career with the WWE, it spans all the way back to the late 60s. You know, he was in the WWF, Vince Sr. From 68 to 71, he made his return to the WWF in 1974. Then he ran through 1980. He was in the Mid-South American Wrestling Association from 72 to 84. But then he makes his return to the WWE in 84 and starts teaming with the Iron Sheik. And I think Volkoff was really one of the best foreign heels in the game. He sang the Russian national anthem to the ring. Him teaming with Iron Sheik, they were a great foreign bad guy heel tag team. I enjoyed them. He was a part of the $1 Million Corporation back in 94 to 95 when he was having... I'm trying to think. How do I describe it? I think the gimmick was he was having like financial issues. That's why he wore the same suit for quite some time. Yeah, he was one of the first guys in the $1 Million Corporation. I didn't really know that. I thought that was very interesting. He had a tag team title run in the WWF with Iron Sheik, and yeah, I mean, I watched back some of his matches and his promos. Like I said, great foreign heel, great foreign bad guy. What are your thoughts on Nikolai Volkoff?
Very sad, even though he was up there in age, still gone way too soon.
Yeah, it's always sad when somebody dies in the business.
I mean, he kind of already covered it all. I don't exactly know, everything about his career. I just know he was a great foreign heel. He was Croatian, even though he played Russia. And I was listening to some podcasts, and like the reason he ended up being a Russian because I forgot who it was. But somebody told him, like, oh, since you're portraying the Russians as a bad guy, every time you lose, like, they lose. And so it's kind of like, even though in real life he hated the Russians, he portrayed them because he wanted to see them get beat all the time.
Yes. I heard he was a very nice guy. He wasn't like lonely Virgil who's trying to rob you of your money at some wrestling convention or WrestleCon or something like that. He was a very sweet man. That's what I hear. R.I.P. Nikolai Volkoff, one of the greatest foreign heels ever in professional wrestling. You will be missed. Next up, Brian Christopher, a.k.a. Grand Master Sexay. This one was really shocking to me. He's the son of WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler. I didn't see this one coming. Apparently he was... What did he hang himself in his jail cell? Or?
He was arrested on DUI and he evaded police a couple weeks ago. And he got arrested and then he was found unconscious. He was hanging himself in his jail cell and they were unable to resuscitate him. He was pronounced brain dead. And today is his funeral. Yeah. So very, very sad news for that Jerry Lawler. Obviously, no parent should bury their child. So
it's not supposed to be like that.
So shout out to Jerry Lawler and everybody in the Lawler family.
All right. So Brian Christopher. He came in the WWF in 97. He was supposed to be the big major heel going up against Taka Michinoku. Taka Michinoku.
You can see him walking Zack Sabre Jr. down to the ring during the G1 Climax.
Yes. When they started the light heavyweight division, responding to WCW's cruiserweight division, he was supposed to be the big heel there. He had a brief stint in Total TNA in 2002-2004, feuding with Dusty Rhodes over the NWA World's title. He would wear a replica one down to the ring, mocking Dusty, which I didn't know that. He won a WWF Tag Team Championship with Scotty 2 Hotty. I mean, Too Cool. You know, they're not really known for their in-ring performance, like their wrestling, but I mean, the gimmick, it was fun. You know, I think there was one Royal Rumble where all three of them like stopped mid-Rumble to do the dance with Rikishi.
2000 in New York.
2000, yes, the Garden Rumble. That was awesome. And then they had a couple matches in NXT recently, as in 2013. I remember Brian Christopher came back in 2011 for the Michael Cole Jerry Lawler angle.
Let's just forget about that one.
Let's not speak of those things. But I found one thing interesting. He was the USWA heavyweight champion 26 times.
Down in Memphis, he was like kind of considered the rookie of the year. He was real good.
He was.
He kind of portrayed the crazy heel very well in WWF.
Yeah. His father was the first ever champion, and then he became the last ever champion. I found that very, very interesting. It's something really, really sad.
I mean, if you don't know Brian Christopher, he's much more than just the crazy Too Cool gimmick. Go out and watch some of his stuff in Memphis. Very good stuff.
Oh yes,
very
absolutely.
good stuff, and it's kind of a sign of the Attitude Era. Basically, everybody was over during that time, and back in the Attitude Era, there's some really dumb gimmicks. Not saying Too Cool's a dumb gimmick, but there are some really dumb gimmicks who didn't get over.
Yeah.
But credit to them, they were able to get it over big time. Unfortunately, when Rikishi got introduced into the Hall of Fame, they didn't bring him out. That would have been a fun thing to do, but because I don't see either one of them get into the Hall of Fame. But
yeah, that would have. I'm not saying Too Cool is going to go in the Hall of Fame, but for them to do the dance, I mean, he did it with his sons. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Too Cool, they were originally Too Much with Scotty 2 Hotty, then they became Too Cool with Rikishi. It's one of those gimmicks that was absolutely ridiculous, yes, sure, but it was fun to watch. It was for the kids or people who were going to a show just looking to have a good time. It was one of those gimmicks. R.I.P. Brian Christopher, a.k.a. Grand Master Sexay. Last up, Brickhouse Brown. I'm be honest, I didn't know that much about him. He was the WCWA Texas Heavyweight Champion. This was the big championship that ran around Texas during the 60s all the way until its retirement. This is a title that the guys like Michael P.S. Hayes and Jerry Lawler, and I think Jimmy Snuka held this title.
Who?
Yes. Shout out Brickhouse Brown. I watched one of his matches. I forget who it was against, but he could be a sympathetic babyface if needed to be, and that's what gets you over in that time period in which he wrestled. R.I.P. Brickhouse Brown. He had I think it was prostate cancer, I believe.
He was a journeyman wrestler. He wrestled all over the place, wrestled in WWF. He got an upset victory over somebody back in the day, but obviously he had cancer. He was actually pronounced dead 9 days before he actually really died, and then apparently he woke up and asked his mom for a sandwich or something because he was hungry. So shout out Brickhouse Brown. He's a tough SOB for that one.
Yes, man. R.I.P. to all three of these guys. All right, moving on from that, let's get into some other news. Triple H says WWE is open to more intergender wrestling. Thoughts on this?
That's all they said, is they're open to it?
They're open to it, yes.
I mean, I don't see we've talked about this in the past. I remember we used to have someone here named Mitchell, who I don't know where the hell he's been. But he was a bigger proponent of intergender matches than I was. I don't like him all that much. Yeah. Even though I did go to APW show once, and it was, Candice and Joey against somebody else, and they absolutely tore the house down.
It was like Tessa Blanchard and Colt Cabana. Yeah.
I don't know if it was them. But anyways, it was a long time ago, and it was a very good match. So I've seen it work. I mean, there's the infamous Young Bucks cutest tag team match that happened about 4 years ago last week.
Oh, yeah.
Where Candice gets super kicked with a bunch of thumbtacks in the boot. I mean, it can be fun, but there's always, especially now in this day and age with all the domestic violence stuff going around, it's not believable. I mean,
MVP, he did an interview with Chris Van Vliet, and he discussed intergender wrestling. He says he's not a really big proponent of it. It's just like physics and like biology. Some women, like most women, cannot really beat up a man. In some sense, that's what he was going for. And me personally, I'm not really a fan of intergender wrestling. just like the logic between it. Like, I mean, he could obviously, if he really wanted to, like really assault her. But like, I put a lot of logic into things, and I'm just not a fan of intergender wrestling.
And the only time we've seen intergender wrestling recently has been James Ellsworth, and it's been treated as a complete joke.
Oh, well, Asuka can really beat James Ellsworth.
I mean, if they take it seriously, I mean, who can you honestly say would you have, like... I mean, it'd have to be, like, Nia Jax or Ronda Rousey, somebody in that vein up against... I mean, I don't think they would do, like, a main event type thing where they'd have AJ Styles or Daniel Bryan do it, but it'd have to be, like, Ronda Rousey against Dolph Ziggler or something like that. It's not going to be, a top-of-the-card event, but they probably would just because it's a gimmick.
Yes.
I'm not a fan of it. I don't think they should be doing it. There's plenty of matches you can do between, the same genders.
Yes. All right. Josh O'Neil, he's a fan of professional wrestling. He reached out to Cody on Twitter. He said, "Hey man, I don't have enough money to travel to All In, but he said, I hope you guys put on a great show." Then Cody said, "What's your PayPal and how much do you need?" And then Cody said, "This is a little treat from the Bucks and I. No wrestling fan should miss this." So, shout out to Cody and the Bucks. Really generous guys, making sure everybody, sure a fan.
So Josh is just some regular fan.
He's
just a regular guy.
Regular guy. Had a ticket, didn't really have the finances to afford all the accommodations for the event.
So you buy the ticket before you plan everything out ahead of time.
I guess that's what he did.
I mean, you kind of open up a floodgate there. You give money to one person, the next thing you know, all the cats come crawling. They smell the tuna.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna give out money to everybody. It was just like a one-time thing. But that's the generosity of Cody and the Bucks. Shout out to those guys, making sure the people who bought these tickets are accommodated for. That's nice.
Guys, if you're gonna spend money for something, make sure you got all your accommodations in check because, if you're going to book that 5-star hotel, make sure you got the plane to get to Mexico or something. Instead, maybe book a 4-star hotel and save some money and go so you actually can get there.
There's one hotel that's like 15 minutes away from the Sears Center Arena. It's like $85 a night, so if you want to check that out, if anybody in Chicago listens to
this, if you got an extra ticket and some extra plane tickets, I'll... your boy will come with you.
Make an appearance,
And if you're leaving out of SFO or Oakland or San Jose, I'll drive down there. I'll meet up with you.
It's no problem, All right. John Cena and Nikki Bella officially call it quits. There have been photos of a U-Haul truck. Was it the San Diego residence or the Tampa residence that the U-Haul truck was where she was moving her things?
I don't pay attention, but I'm pretty sure it's the Tampa because that's the big one.
That is the big one.
That's the big Cena mansion.
Man, he has a room for wine that's, I think, larger than this studio, which is absurd.
A boy loves his wine.
He does. He loves that Grey Goose. I don't know.
That's not wine.
I know. I don't know what I'm talking about. White Zinfandel. There we go. Yeah. So you alluded to this on your Under the Radar show. I listened to it before I arrived here.
Oh, he's throwing it to me to say something?
Yeah.
They called it quits. Basically, John Cena and Nikki Bella. I feel like Nikki, kind of felt like she was pressuring John into having kids when he probably didn't want them, and then John was like, okay, he gave her an ultimatum. This is all on Total Bells. You can go watch it because it's all real.
Yes,
it's
reality television.
It's a reality show, which means it's all real.
It's real.
So, in the show, basically, one of the things Nikki said was that John Cena gave him an ultimatum. Like everything in John Cena's life is like all planned out and timed out. And you can go watch I think it's on Vanity Fair's YouTube channel where he goes over like every single minute of his day, and it's all meticulously planned.
That's true.
And that's not how Nikki rolls, and she didn't feel like, if you're going to give me this timetable, to decide by Friday, I don't think I'll be able to make that choice by then, so I'm just going to say no.
Hey.
And then they broke up, and then, Nikki and Brie go sit on the beach and drink some wine, and they got best friend denim jackets.
Hey, no, that's okay, man, It has to be meticulous. Some may think it's ridiculous, but I enjoy
it.
I'm out here. God. You got like Lil Uzi Vert and all those guys. I'm sure it's not that hard. I'm out here. Podfather EP coming soon. All right. Yeah, but breakups. I guess they're hard. R.I.P. to the relationship of Jonathan Felix Anthony Cena and Nicole Garcia. R.I.P. Yes.
Whatever her name is.
R.I.P. to the relationship. All right,
Nikki, I'll give you kids.
Oh my goodness. Jesus. All right, the Mae Young Classic. It's approaching us very soon. We know the final match of the Classic will be contested at WWE's Evolution pay-per-view, the all-woman pay-per-view. I have a list of participants here, and there was one name.
And the flags. He is prepared.
Hey.
Got all the flags. Do they got the Portuguese girl on there too?
They do.
Woo!
I saw her.
My girl.
Yes. Killer Kelly.
Yeah. She was on the UK special last week or whatever.
One name really caught my eye. Ashley Rain, a.k.a. Madison Rain, in Impact Wrestling, TNA, whichever one
is that Josh Matthews' girl?
That is Josh Matthews' girl. She's a record-breaking six-time Knockouts champion over there. I know she stepped away from the ring for about a year and a half or two and did a lot of backstage work and I guess somewhat producing of women's matches. And she's making her way into this tournament. She's going to use her real name, Ashley. So that's interesting. You know, one third of the beautiful people being in a WWE ring. And you know, Mark Henry. He was on Busted Open Radio with Dave LaGranca, whatever his name is. Lagana, yes. I forget. And he was talking about this Mae Young Classic and going into the Evolution pay-per-view, and he thinks it shouldn't just be like WWE talent. It should be like talent from all over. If they can just get like a one-night deal for some talent,
Bring back Summer Rae.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Caitlyn will be back, though.
Okay.
Caitlyn, Celeste Bonin, she'll be back. I'm excited for that. Mia Yim, she's going to be back. I enjoyed her. Mercedes Martinez, I really liked her in the first one. I started watching a lot of her stuff in Shimmer, going up against Nicole Savoy, so I like her. I enjoy her stuff. Deonna Purrazzo, she's going to be in there.
It's all about Toni Storm. Toni Storm's winning the whole thing. Book it right now.
She's in there. She's back.
She's my girl.
I think, like a Tessa Blanchard, that'd be nice to see.
She's in TNA big time.
Oh, making that big impact money. You know, just like a one-night only type deal. That'd be okay, though.
They should get the Smoke Show. It's a great gimmick.
They should get Havoc from Impact, you know. Call up... it's going to be a good
They should get Jules. Shout out Jules.
No, absolutely
Jules,
not. No.
She might be a little green, but she's on the come-up.
Didn't she concuss somebody?
No, it wasn't her fault.
Oh, yeah.
It was an accident.
The sliding bump. All right.
Tricky one.
Tricky one, yeah. So, this tournament is really shaping out to... They got some good names in here. I've seen a couple of these names before. I've never seen any of these names. So I'm excited. I really am.
Toni Storm versus my Portuguese girl, Killer Kelly, whatever their name is.
Oh, my God.
Go Portugal. You know what I'm saying? Big Papa Pump in the building.
Okay.
Holla if you hear me.
Oh, all right. Big 90s throwback. All right. Also, Kane. He is the mayor-elect.
No, Glenn Jacobs.
Yes, I am sorry. Glenn Jacobs
is the
mayor-elect for Knoxville County. Congratulations.
It's Knox County. Come on, do your research.
Knox County?
It's Knox County, Tennessee.
Okay. Knox County, Tennessee.
There we go.
Congratulations, Glenn Jacobs. I know he and his wife own an Allstate branch in Tennessee. So that's good to see that he's really making his roots down there in Tennessee. This is great, Glenn Jacobs, he's going to be the mayor of Knox County. Cody's running for the Georgia Senate in 2020.
Texas. Jeez, you're all over the place.
No. Have you seen the video?
I don't know.
Have you seen the video?
Now he's going for Georgia, not Texas.
Yeah, after they won this, after him and the Bucks won the 6-man tag titles, it was like after Ring of Honor went off, how they do their little promos, dark show promo or whatever. He talked about, it's not Texas, it's Georgia. So maybe that'll change on being the elite. That's gonna be interesting. And then your boy 2032. I'm coming for the White House.
Shout out Jesse Ventura. The man who paved the way for all of this.
He did. He really did.
Mayor, then governor.
Yes.
Not the best run in the world. Maybe Kane will be a little better.
Yes.
But shout out Jesse Ventura, who also was special referee for a SummerSlam match. Maybe we'll talk about that later.
Maybe we will. He was also the narrator for The Mania of WrestleMania, the 2003 documentary about WrestleMania 19. Go check that out. It's not on the WWE Network. I don't know why. You go watch it on like Daily Motion or something. All right, yeah, but 2032, I'm coming for the White House. You voting for me?
No promises, but everyone out
No promises?
Get out there and vote.
What do you mean?
If it's you versus Kanye, I might have to go with Kanye.
Are you serious? Come on. I mean, really?
I mean, if you put me on your cabinet like Linda, maybe we can.
I need a VP.
All right.
I need a VP. All right, let's make it happen.
I'll be the Sarah Palin to your John McCain.
No, please don't. Be like the Be the. You want to be the Lyndon Johnson of my JFK?
That means you die, but okay.
Whoa. Okay. All right. You can be the Joe Biden of my Obama. There we go.
All right.
There we go. More like it. All right. This day in wrestling, SummerSlam 1997. What is this mainly known for? The breaking of the neck of Stone Cold Steve Austin in the Intercontinental Championship bout against Owen Hart.
Stone Cold, my boy, is a tough SOB.
Tough SOB.
Breaks his neck, and he shouldn't have done this, but they technically finished the match, even though it was the crappiest roll up in the world. And Stone Cold will admit that.
Yeah,
it was terrible. It was a terrible finish. I mean, one of Stone Cold's injuries that has hindered his career. Possibly, maybe if this never happened, maybe Stone Cold would be wrestling to this day. Maybe he'd be wrestling every WrestleMania or something like that.
That's very true. Yes. There's interesting a lot of the narrative behind the story. Stone Cold actually has the physical championship that he won that night, so that's cool. And then this also had the Undertaker versus Bret Hart match with Shawn as a special guest referee. So that was an interesting narrative going back to the whole Bret versus Shawn rivalry that we've discussed here on the pod. Not really at length, but maybe sometime in the near future on a different podcast. But SummerSlam 97, that's about it. That's all I can say about it. I've never actually watched the whole card start to finish. I may do it after the recording of this podcast. Damien Sandow is 36 years old today.
Happy birthday, Damien Sandow.
Aaron Rex, he had that Liberace gimmick and Impact. Won their grand championship, their MMA-inspired rules championship. And also, this isn't on the script, but I just remembered, this is also the day 3 years ago that Seth Rollins defended the WWE Championship against Neville on Monday Night Raw at the SAP Center. This match is really known for the botched kick out and timing by the referee. It looked like Neville had won the match, but there was a kick out late on Seth's part, or maybe it was the referee's part. I don't know, but this was a really good match to watch live, and it's still great to watch on the network. So go check it out. August 3rd, 2015, Rollins versus Neville for the WWE Championship. All right, are you ready? Are you ready for the fan mail segment?
Hit it.
Stay ready. All right, so we got email. We got an actual email this time from Shane Kumar. He was on.
Is he from Harold and Kumar?
No. He did a pod with us, man. It was a long time ago. I think it was
Was he Mitchell? Is that Mitchell? Is that his?
No, absolutely not.
That's not Mitchell?
No.
Oh.
Who?
I don't remember.
Yeah. No, he was on episode 18. It was long time ago.
Back in the closet.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so number 1. What are the most protected finishers in WWE history or currently? That's interesting. I might
the one-winged angel.
No.
Oh, sorry. Well, no one's kicked out of the one-winged angel yet, so I'm just saying that's literally the most protected finisher I can think of right now, right off the dome.
He said in WWE history though.
Who cares about WWE? I'm talking about wrestling history. Fine, if we're gonna go WWE, the most protected finisher.
Right now, I say the curb stomp's really protected. Nobody's kicked out of it.
Hey, in WWE currently, there's no. Everyone kicks out of each other's finishers.
Did anybody kick out of the Red Arrow?
I don't remember.
Seth did in that match I just talked about. But besides that, I don't think.
They've really protected the F5 lately.
Oh yeah.
Until Roman kicked out of 20 of them. But then, it's protected if you're not Roman Reigns.
But he lost to one spear. So it's I don't know. I don't know about the tombstone. Sean's super kick was protected.
The super AA off the top rope.
Oh, yes.
I think it's only been kicked out maybe once. But every time that's the...
Oh, that was AJ.
That's the kibosh. The game's over once he does that.
Yeah. Orton's punt kick. Nobody kicked out of that.
That was kind of back in my hiatus days.
I remember those days. Yes, I think curb stomp, punt kick,
the leg drop.
Warrior kicked out of the leg drop.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
No, he moved out the way. Never mind. Yeah, that's all I can think of.
Sid kicked out the leg drop because Papa Shango was too late.
That's so true. Savage's elbow. Nah, Warrior kicked out of that 7 times at WrestleMania 7. Yeah, those are the only finishers I can really think of. I guess you can throw the one-wing angel on there. It's nothing special, It's just kind of there.
It's only the greatest finishing move of all time. Nobody's ever kicked out of it.
No.
Once he hits it, it's over.
It takes too long to set up, Cheat? No.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It takes way too long.
All it is,
I gotta hoist him on my shoulders.
It's an electric chair.
I gotta reach up
and you
and I
pull
gotta.
him through. All it is an electric
Need something
chair.
quick. You know, I prefer Umaga's Samoan Spike over the One Wing Angel. I'm gonna be honest with you.
All right, whatever you say.
Oh, Big Show's knockout. Actually, no, Sheamus kicked out of it. Never mind. I was gonna go there. Never mind.
Ronda Rousey's armbar.
What?
They better protect that.
Okay.
They better protect it.
All right. If The Rock wants a match at WrestleMania 35, who should his opponent be?
A heel Roman Reigns. It's not even. That's it.
We never got the payoff with Hunter from 31.
I don't care. It's heel Roman Reigns. That's the only.
Actually,
that's the best option.
Yeah. No. Brian Campbell and Adam Silverstein, they were just talking about this on In This Corner. Yeah, that's the best option. A heel Roman Reigns going up against a babyface Rock, because, you know, Roman as a babyface won't get cheered more than The Rock. That's absurd.
Yeah, they try to do Cena Rock, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, no. I mean, you could go like a Samoan dynasty angle. What are you doing to the legacy of the family? I guess you could try to run that. And Roman could be like, bro, you're not even full Samoan. What are you talking about? They could run that angle. That'd be cool to see. Yeah, but a heel Roman up against a babyface Rock, and because I don't think Rock will be signed to a contract for any movie deal at that time. So I think if Rock wants one more grandiose match, and not some 6-second squash against Eric Rowan, I think that's the perfect way to go. Build that up. All right, number 3. How do you book Dean Ambrose's return?
I think.
Oh,
the way they're going to book it is he's going to come and make the save for Seth Rollins after Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler keep beating the hell out of him.
Just make the save at SummerSlam. Boom, there you go. It's as easy as pie. Apple pie. Warm apple pie.
I mean, if you're going to do something different, I don't know exactly unless you want to do like an open challenge or something, like if Dolph's, I don't know. Because, I mean, Dean Ambrose is kind of, you know, he's the lunatic fringe, so he can just kind of come out and do whatever he wants, but I think just him making the save at some point for Seth is probably the way to go.
Yes.
I don't know if you turn him, but I think, you know, coming back, I think we talked about this last week, like, if you get an injury and you come back, you're almost going to be hotter than ever, so
that's very true.
I think you keep him babyface. Hopefully Roman Reigns turns heel, but I'll believe it when I see it.
After what happened on Monday, I think that there's somewhat of a possibility. There's like a 5% chance. All right, the last one is from Baby Huey on Twitter. How would you improve the tag team division in WWE?
You put them all on one show, because splitting them up.
I don't know. I was a proponent of that before. I was, but really thinking about it, like, not a lot of guys are going to be able to shine.
You put the tag teams on one. You put the women on the other. You make
no. I was a proponent of that. I was. Don't get me wrong.
I say you make the tag teams on Raw, and then you put the women on SmackDown, because if you have the tag teams on Raw, you can get the longer matches out of it.
That's true. You can get like 2 tag team matches a night, which would be nice. Tag teams on one show. That I'm still in favor of it. Really looking at the whole picture here. And then get some serious stories. Could you see like the Usos and the Authors of Pain tearing down the house? If Titus Worldwide, if they want to give them a legit push going up against like the Bar and then like the Good Brothers or something, like against credible talent, putting them on one show, that's probably the best option.
I think you got to cut some fat too if you're going to put them all on one show, because there's teams that are like you just said, the Good Brothers. I can't remember the last time I've seen the Good Brothers on TV.
That's so true.
And the Bar, they were off for like
are they in that tag
2 months.
Team thing on SmackDown? I would assume.
They're not.
They're not?
It's only a 4 tag team tournament.
Wow, that sucks. That's terrible. Come on, Road Dogg. All right, let's get into the Raw recap, starting from bottom to top. Apollo Crews, he defeats Akam from Authors of Pain. I alluded to this on the Black Power ranking. Go check it out in the archive. Congratulations. Got a win on TV. It hurts Akam.
I'll be honest, I didn't even watch this match, so I was too busy watching the A's game, or Jeopardy, or whenever hell. Whenever this.
You watch Jeopardy?
Yeah, I watch Jeopardy. I gotta get smarter.
I watch Kids Jeopardy because that. Yeah.
Makes you feel better because you get all the questions right?
No. I tune into Jeopardy every now and then. I'll be watching Family Feud.
I get like...
Big game show host boy.
I get like 2 questions right, and I talk about it the rest of the day.
Be like, well, I got this right on Jeopardy.
Yeah, I got Final Jeopardy right, so you know. And I bet all my money, so you already know I was going to win.
Yeah, congratulations to Cruz going over Akam. Baron Corbin defeats Finn Balor. What the hell is going on with Finn Balor?
I mean, 50-50 booking at its finest right here. You know, Finn Balor beat Corbin, what was it, twice, and now Corbin's got to get his win back. It looks like
50-50? Is it like 75?
It looks like they're going to stretch it out to SummerSlam. I mean, are we going to get the Demon here?
No.
Are you sure? I mean, we haven't seen it for a long time.
Look, the Demon needs to be brought out for meaningful feuds. All right, Finn Balor needed the Demon to defeat Samoa Joe. All right, well, actually, he didn't really need it. He defeated him multiple times. But when it was that big, I think it was the cage match, he used the Demon. He was gonna have the Demon for White. Thank God that didn't pan out. That Pumpkin Demon.
I thought that was gonna be fun.
No,
that would have been. It was gonna be a car wreck.
Yes.
But it would have been very entertaining.
Look,
car wreck.
The Demon is only needed when it means something. You don't need the Demon to beat Finn Balor. I mean, what am I saying? You don't need the Demon to beat Baron Corbin. And then plus, Baron Corbin beats Finn Balor, then he looks like a wuss the rest of the show. Gets hit by Reigns, backs down from Brock Lesnar. If Corbin's gonna go over Balor, make him mean something throughout the rest of the show. Build him up some more. Like, what are we doing?
I think Vince is kind of soured a little bit on Baron Corbin, and I kind of disagree with you a little bit. I'm not saying the Demon is like him. He knows he can't beat somebody, so he has to go that extra mile. The Demon is like when you piss him off, and he's like, okay, like you've messed with the wrong guy, you've like turned it on,
and now he's smiling every week.
Now, well, yeah, he smiles all the time, so now he's not gonna smile anymore. Now he's gonna be frowny face Finn. Bars, and he's gonna come out and he's gonna be the Demon for SummerSlam. Look, I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but I can see it happening. Look, just put a little gimmick on there.
Next week, Balor versus Corbin. What is it, like 5? End it. It's done. Balor goes over. We move on to something. Finn Balor needs a championship.
But by that point,
that
point, it's already 1 week away till SummerSlam. But what are you gonna have from
Finn Balor needs a championship. Okay, he needs something.
No, he doesn't. You don't need championships. Championships don't make the man. The man makes the championship.
I don't know. There are cases where the title has made a guy. Let me think of somebody over the course of this episode, though. Yeah, Finn Balor he needs a championship. I thought he was going to be in the IC title picture if he had won the match at Mania. I wouldn't have had a problem with it. I'd been like, that's what's up. But you know, I don't know where they're going here. But then there is some good news. My boy Jinder Mahal defeats Braun Strowman. Shout out Jinder.
Shout out Jinder.
Another name added to the list of people he's beaten since he won the WWE Championship, man. On fire.
I mean, now that he's kind of had his cool, calm, and collected personality, now he's kind of, got it under control. Now he's beating people like Braun Strowman.
Yes. But of course, the reason why he beat him, Kevin Owens, he was trying to run away with the briefcase and was unsuccessful, and Braun Strowman got counted out.
Yeah, this is just kind of showing the fact that, if Braun does that at SummerSlam, he's going to lose the briefcase, which kind of telegraphs that that's not what's going to happen. Not saying Braun's not going to win, or I don't know what I'm even saying at this point, but anyways, it's just kind of WWE's hammering you over the head with swerves that aren't going to happen.
Yes. All right, the Revival. Say yeah. They go on to defeat the Deleters of Worlds, Matt Hardy, yes, and Bray Wyatt. Sort of big win. They defeated the most recently former tag team champions. So yeah, does this set up a triple threat tag match at SummerSlam? God, put the titles on the Revival, man. Like, they were so hot. Then like Dawson got injured. Then Dash got injured, and it's just been, oh my God, it's been bad luck for these guys since the start. They dominated the NXT tag team division. 2-time NXT tag team champions. That triple threat with them, DIY, and what was it, Authors of Pain? Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, their matches with Enzo and Cass, those were actually good. And then American Alpha. So yeah, come on, man. Dash and Dawson, they deserve the championships. They've more than earned it.
I'm just scared that whoever wins, they're just fodder for the Authors of Pain. And then hopefully we do get the American Alpha reunion on Raw, and then they can have that kind of feud going forward.
I forgot all about Jason Jordan.
I mean, I can't believe he's been gone this long. I didn't think it was that serious of an injury, unless they just, creative has nothing for you.
That's true. I think that's where Ambrose is.
I think Ambrose is just waiting in the weeds, ready to
in the weeds,
ready to debut,
waiting to reappear. All right, Banks and Bayley, or what was the name they gave them?
I don't know.
It was
the legit huggers. I don't know.
No, it wasn't that. It was like the Boston Hug Connection. There we go. They defeat the Riot Squad. They had matching gear. Cool. Maybe this means
they're there for the long term.
They're there for those women's tag team titles whenever they happen. Jesus Christ, what are we doing? What is going on?
I mean, I think I've kind of given up on them at SummerSlam. I think it's going to happen in October for the Evolution pay-per-view. Just one more match they can put on the card that's not going to be a train wreck. It could be a really good match.
Christ,
so I think them having matching tights, they kind of put the money in to have the story go long term. So get ready for more cringe-worthy hugging between Bayley and Banks.
It's something that's I don't know what's going on here. I said if it happens in Brooklyn, it works somewhat. I guess that's just not going to be the case.
How it happened in New York, New Jersey. It's kind of the same thing.
Kind of the same.
Close enough.
All right. Alicia Fox. Or you do it better than I do. Alicia Fox. Okay, she defeats Natalya. I didn't know Alicia Fox could still get on TV. Shout out.
But Ronda Rousey was in Ronda's, or was in Natalie's. Natalie. Sorry, there's a friend I have. Her name's Natalie, and then Natalia's name is really Natty, and then it gets confusing because then I watch Total Divas, so they call her Natty, and then I was like, who the hell am I even talking about anymore? So anyway,
Natalya.
So we had Ronda in Natalia's corner, and we had Alexa Bliss in Alicia Fox's corner.
Yeah. Fox goes over Natalya, and then Ronda, she gets rowdy.
Yeah, I mean, Ronda Rousey, arguably the hottest thing in WWE right now.
She is.
When she gets fired up, it's great.
I enjoy rowdy Ronda Rousey. She went for that armbar again on Bliss. Was unsuccessful. And then Kurt Angle tells her she gets her first match on Monday Night Raw against Alicia Fox. What?
I mean, that should be fun. I mean, I'm not opposed to it at first. I was like, you could save it for that, but I mean, I think they're kind of going the anti-Brock Lesnar thing right now, so they're kind of showing like, oh, look, Ronda's here every week, and you can't have her not wrestle if you're going to have her there every week just being in Natty's corner. You can't just have her do backstage segments. So I just think her getting this squash win over Alicia Fox going into SummerSlam, I think it should be fun. It's not going to be anything special, but
I mean, Alicia's she's been there for quite some time, like a decade or whatever. So, I mean,
is Mickie James really hurt, or is that just storyline?
I don't know.
Because it feels I would much rather have Ronda go up against Mickie because Mickey's a much better worker and she can get something out of it.
I think that'd be great. Give him 10 minutes. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I don't think Alicia Fox should be going 10 minutes with Ronda.
No, I'm talking about Mickie and Ronda. I'm saying
I don't even know if Mickie should be going 10 minutes with Ronda at this point. I think sub 8, maybe 5 minutes.
Sub 8.
I think maybe
just go back to the Divas title days. Give them 30-second matches.
I think the match is just going to be worked around Alicia Fox running away from Ronda, and then finally once Ronda catches her, then that's when she
taps her out,
hits her with the hip toss, puts her in the arm bar, and then it's over.
Yes.
And that hip toss or the judo throw she gave Alicia Fox or Alexa Bliss, it was amazing.
Yeah, that looked very good. I'm excited for Ronda Rousey, man. She keeps exceeding my expectations. All right, Seth freaking Rollins defeats Drew McIntyre.
Good for Seth.
Good for Seth. They keep running in this insertion of Dolph and Drew going up with Seth, and it's interesting. Then he was attacked backstage while he was about to cut a promo. So I think Ambrose. I think his return is inevitable, possibly for.
Do you have him return at SummerSlam, or do you have him return the week before of Seth? Seth gets beat up this week, or whatever next week, and then Seth is like, okay, I've had enough. I'm calling in the reinforcements, and then they have the final stare down, possibly the go home show or the go home segment, and they just have a stare down.
I think SummerSlam be better. Have him cut a promo before his match. Be like, I always have a plan B.
I mean, I think you can do that where Seth basically tells everybody that Dean Ambrose is going to come and help him out without actually saying that Dean Ambrose is going to come and help him out.
Well, I mean, sure. Let's say Charlie Cruz was interviewing him 6 days before the show, and she's like, "What are you going to do about McIntyre getting involved?" And he could be like, "I always have a plan B," and then boom. That's his way of foreshadowing Dean Ambrose, and all the internet marks are going to assume that anyway. All right, Roman Reigns is asked to leave the arena. I don't know why he was being kicked out, man. He didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing wrong. I mean, he kicked off the show.
He assaulted Baron Corbin.
That was Roman being a badass. I'm okay with it. You know? I mean, Roman, he kicks off the show. He talks about how, Brock's here. Paul Heyman comes out there, talks about Brock's appearance. Roman's like, where's he at, And then...
Where he at? No.
Roman's like, Brock's going to be known as my B. So it's moving that thread along. I missed the reason why he was actually asked to leave the arena. Do you remember?
I think it was more like Brock doesn't want him there or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, now, number one. Number one is Brock Lesnar throughout this whole show. I think the multiple segments of Brock Lesnar was them making up for him not being there for all this time. I mean, he was sitting there reading hunting magazines, telling Paul to go get him a medium well steak with some steamed broccoli.
First off, it's medium rare. You don't get medium well.
I don't know why he said that.
I mean, come on, Brock. We all know you gotta get some...
You're a big steakhouse man.
You need some pink in there, you know what I'm saying?
I prefer well done.
You need the pink.
I'm not out here trying to...
You don't like the pink?
I'm not out here trying to get sick.
You don't like the pink? Just say it. You don't like the pink.
Not a fan of the pink.
Oh. Well, that's okay. To each his own.
Okay, yeah. So Brock, he's sitting there reading his hunting magazines, does a steak comment, and Brock feels like he's fulfilled his contractual obligation to be there. He's in the arena. He doesn't feel like he needs to go out there. Paul Heyman keeps telling, did you hear what Roman said about you? And he's like, I don't care what Roman Reigns says about me.
No, he doesn't watch the show.
He doesn't watch the show, exactly. This was WWE. This was smart writing. This was them...
Was it?
It was.
Well, okay, you go first.
This was them playing out on TV with Lesnar and Heyman everything that the internet, everything that the IWC and the fans have been saying about him, that he doesn't care. Him showing up, being in the back in the dressing room. They're like, okay, I'm here. Like that's all we've wanted him to do is show up, and he was there. They didn't say, oh, we want you in the ring. He just had to be there, and he was there. That was them addressing everything that we, the fans, have been talking about. I mean, not every single thing, but like that specific topic.
Okay. So WWE, the whole point of this was to get heat on Brock Lesnar because he doesn't follow the WWE, cult. He's not a part of the religion. He even said WWE, he just like, I don't care about the WWE universe. And I would bet, my house that Brock Lesnar would never say WWE universe if it wasn't under a WWE umbrella. If you just kind of fed him the line and he would just not pick up on it. But anyways, they just kept trying to hammer home that Brock Lesnar isn't part of the WWE cult, and that's why you should boo him. And then there was a line where he says, I don't watch the show. Why would I watch the show? And something like that. And they were supposed to get like a reaction from the crowd. The crowd did not care. I mean, people boo Brock when he's not there. But then he came out to the live crowd later on in the show.
Yeah.
He got a kind of a pop. He didn't really get booed out the arena.
Yeah.
And so with him and Roman going back and forth, and especially when it comes to SummerSlam, I mean, this is going to be an absolute train wreck. I think Vince is just dead set on getting Roman over, and this is not going to work if you're going to have him... okay, your turn.
All right, I look at it like this. So yes, Kurt Angle says, Brock Lesnar, you are the worst Universal Champion of all time. Paul Heyman agreed with him.
Well, that's because he was trying to entice Brock to come out.
Yes, trying to entice Brock. Brock finally comes out. F5, Kurt Angle. Corbin backs down.
But then they established that Brock doesn't watch the show, so how would he know that they said those things?
Maybe he was outside of his dressing room, and you can hear the echo backstage. So maybe that's...
Yeah, but there was already a point in the show when Heyman said, "Oh, did you hear what Roman said about you?" And Brock said, "No, I don't watch the show. Why would I watch the show?" That's basically the exact same thing of like the exact same circumstances. They were inside the ring, talking on the microphone, on the mic. You could probably hear it, but it doesn't mean he was paying attention because he was reading. I mean, he was Outdoorsman Monthly or whatever it was.
I mean, he was inside of his locker room reading that during that time. Maybe he stepped out for a quick second, heard it, and then grabbed the title and was like, "You got a problem with me?" And then that's where the F5 happens. Corbin backs down, and then this is the major point. Lesnar assaults Paul Heyman, just grabs him by the face.
He also F5 Kurt Angle.
Yeah, I said that.
I don't pay attention.
What the?
I just listen to verbal cues to say that it's my turn to talk. And then
Whoa. That's not the point of the podcast, man. It's supposed to have this conversation, man.
It's not a tennis game.
No.
You're supposed to go back and forth.
No, I'm not Serena. I'm not out here like that.
I'm Serena, you're Venus.
What? Oh, okay. All right, yeah. So Lesnar assaults Paul Heyman. So I mean, this is the big speculation. Like, is it leading to Heyman costing Lesnar the championship at SummerSlam?
I don't know. They're laying down seeds of some dissension between the two.
Yes.
Brock is gone and he's never coming back. I think keeping Paul Heyman around. What are you doing?
Your mic was muted.
Well, that's because you get me all angry and stuff.
Keep going.
Anyways, Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar are showing some signs of dissension between the two of them, especially if Brock Lesnar is going to be leaving the company and never coming back. I think Paul Heyman is definitely a useful tool to have as a on-air personality, either as a an announcer, maybe a manager, something, or even a creative writer. But he doesn't need to break up with Brock to be in creative.
I mean, I look at it like, or maybe do they feel like they need Heyman's services more on television? I look at it like this. Maybe we alluded to this like before like WrestleMania this year. Does Heyman turn on Lesnar and side with Roman? Lesnar turned on Heyman, so
I think Paul is more likely to side with either Kevin Owens or Braun Strowman.
Kevin Owens doesn't. I don't think Kevin Owens needs that.
CM Punk didn't need him, and yet they still put him together.
Well, yeah, that was different. That was different.
I don't know how it's different. It's kind of the same thing.
I mean.
And even I think Kevin Owens is probably a better fit with Paul Heyman than CM Punk, because Kevin Owens, he's already had like the buddy kind of duo with Sami Zayn and Chris Jericho. We can see them kind of going back and forth, kind of playing off of each other.
No, I mean, but like Roman,
CM Punk goes like, I cut my promo, then you cut your promo, then I talk, then you talk. But I think if KO and Paul are together, they can bounce.
Rehash that.
They can bounce. I'm not saying they're gonna rehash it. They can just kind of bounce off each other. I think it'd be more, kind of him and Sami Zayn or him and Chris Jericho type than CM Punk and Paul Heyman was.
Leading up to like all the matches Roman's had with Brock, Heyman, that's what he does. He always hypes up the opponent, and the things he said about Roman, they made me care. I'm like, oh my god, actually you're right. Look, Roman, is he the best promo in the world? No, absolutely not. Can he hold his own on the mic for a significant amount of time? Yes, sure. So look, put Heyman with Roman. Roman can speak here and there, and then Heyman can do his usual shtick, and Roman can just walk around like a total, like a
D-bag.
a D-bag, like just walk around like a badass and hold that universal strap and just run Monday nights.
Should be Seth, but whatevs.
Seth had J&J security though.
Anyways, I mean, I'm interested to see what they do with SummerSlam.
Yes.
Especially the next couple weeks of what they do with Paul. So,
all right.
I'm intrigued. Even though I think the show overall for Raw was not that good.
It was not that good. The Lesnar
Smackdown
kept me.
Smackdown was better.
Of course, Smackdown was better. Let's get into it. Selena Vega goes on to defeat Lana. There was some interference by Aiden English. He was trying to assist Lana and cost her the match. Selena Vega and Andrade Cien Almas. I feel like they're gonna run SmackDown. I feel like that's the duo to do it.
I mean, I'm happy that they're getting a lot of TV time. I think he impressed backstage with his match with AJ Styles, which I don't know why they would be shocked by that. This was kind of a throwback to 10, 15 years ago with Selena Vega and Lana. I don't understand why they did this. They had something hot between the two when they had Rusev and Almas go at it, and they had the cat fight on the outside. The crowd popped huge for that. It was such a great moment. They could have reenacted that at SummerSlam with the mixed tag where the guys go at it for a long time, and then they build to the hot tag with the women.
They might get there. We don't know.
I know, but this match, I mean, I felt like it was terrible. I mean, let's be honest. Lana, I don't exactly know Selena Vega's wrestling background, so I don't know if she's worked besides NXT or whatever, but
she was in TNA.
I mean, it was not a good match. It was not very good. It
was nothing amazing.
And this match stayed way too long. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a commercial break in the middle, so it was.
They had a 2-seg match. That's interesting. Yeah. So I mean, that it really didn't make any sense there. I mean, it made sense, but the match wasn't good. The quality of it wasn't nice. But then after that, Rusev He's talking to Lana backstage. Her accent's completely gone.
Yeah, the only thing she has now is when she says Rusev.
Rusev? Yeah, that's
Which I'm fine with because her accent... I mean, when she first started, I thought it was really good, and then it just kept going downhill.
Yeah. They had like a little argument backstage, so are they going to be okay?
And the only person likable in the situation right now is Aiden English.
That's very true.
So, I don't know what they're doing. I thought they were turning Rusev babyface. I still feel like Almas is a clear heel in the situation, but then you have Rusev being, mean to Aiden English and Lana, and Lana, why he was trying to help you out. He did help you out. He got Almas off the ring apron, and your dummy was just looking at her.
Dummy.
Looking at him.
Yeah. Sorry. I had to do that. All right, going on from that, The Bar. They advance in the tag team tournament. They defeat the Usos.
Yeah, I mean...
Good match. Very, very good. I enjoy. I enjoy things.
These two matches we just talked about were the only two matches within the first hour and a half of SmackDown. So not a whole lot of wrestling on this show.
Yeah, there were only 3 matches. Yeah,
only 3 matches of the entire show. This was a really good match, probably the best out of the 3.
Yeah, that false finish where they hit the Uso splash on Sheamus. 1, 2. Oh my God, they were so close. Then Cesaro just dives in there and breaks it up. I was like, oh. No, I enjoy false finishes in tag team matches. They really add.
See, and this is why when I said you should put them on Raw, put them all in one, so you have the best tag teams together. You can have them fill out 20, 25 minutes with great matches. You can have 2 of them on a show.
Just have a 30-minute Iron Man tag team match. Just let it happen.
Or you can just have one match. Or you can just have one match go 30 minutes. I don't understand why you need to have an Iron Man match.
2 out of 3 falls.
No, just have a singles match.
Elimination. Tag team elimination.
That's better.
There we go. Make it happen.
Tornado tag match.
Have a nice little badass 15-minute singles contest in a tag team match to close it out. That'd be awesome. I'd love it. All right. Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura assault Jeff Hardy. So this was interesting. Jeff Hardy, he's cutting his promo talking about Randy Orton and how he assaulted him or whatever. Orton starts making his way down to the ring. Shinsuke comes out there. Shinsuke is about to hit him with the Kinshasa. Orton steps in front of him. I don't know why. And then he just moves out the way. Shinsuke hits his Kinshasa. Orton then just assaults Hardy again. I think he poured water on him, getting all the face paint off of his face. Hits him with the spike hanging DDT. Do you enjoy this version of Randy Orton?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely trying to get himself over as a heel. He's not doing the RKO, which is definitely a babyface move at this point. So he's teased it. I think even in his promo a couple weeks ago, he said RK, and then he didn't say O, so it kind of left the crowd hanging on that one as well. So I think this is a good Randy Orton kind of going back in time, him nice being vicious. Yeah. I don't understand him and Nakamura being teamed up at this point, so are we going to get a triple threat match where they're just leading to the spot of the 2 heels, going back and forth on each other, and then Jeff just ends up pulling the win out of nowhere. So I think this is just kind of Nakamura being the odd man left out on SmackDown at this point because they don't really have anything for him. So they just kind of threw him into this feud.
There are those reports of him going back to New Japan.
We just talked about it on Under the Radar. You can go listen to it right now.
Yes, absolutely. Wait, no, not right now. Let's finish this first.
We're almost over.
Yeah. All right, yeah, so, I don't know. People are saying this is the best Randy Orton since the Legend Killer days. I don't know. That psychotic Orton in 08 and 09, that was cool. So, if Orton's not going to do the RKO, bring back the punt. Just bring it back. But
I did like how he teased the RKO, and then he just gave you the stomp.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's a heel move right there.
Orton, he loves being a heel. He knows how to do it. So, yeah, bring back the punt kick if he's not doing the RKO.
Maybe he can just, break his hand and get a cast.
Call back to his dad. That'd be nice. All right. Charlotte Flair defeats Carmella. This was the main event of the show, and so Becky Lynch and Carmella. People are saying Carmella was the MVP of SmackDown.
No, Becky Lynch was the MVP of SmackDown because once again, you don't give my girl Becky Lynch any love. Not nowhere on this script is there the promo that she cut on the beginning of SmackDown talking about how her chance to beat Charlotte.
That's what we're getting at.
Well, it's not on the script, so I don't know what you're going to say. I can't read your mind. So anyways, give me that. Becky was amazing this week. She was, very conflicted. She was being an honest person. Obviously, she wants her friend to win, but then she doesn't want her to win because it kind of defeats the purpose of having her one-on-one match because it's going to be triple threat. It's going to be harder. Oh, Becky was so great this week.
Yes. Carmella and Becky, they have that promo going back and forth with each other.
And by the way, there should be a ban on heels trying to be sincere and then end up just swerving us because it's getting really old.
I don't know.
Carmella and Alexa Bliss do it. Seems like every week at this point.
Hold on. Every time Alexa Bliss does it, I'm bought in. I'm all in.
I'm not
on what she's saying.
No one believes it.
I believe it. It's still real to me. Damn it.
No one believed it when Carmella did it this time.
Okay.
And then Becky Lynch looked like an idiot when James Ellsworth came out and then Carmella beat her up.
Oh yeah, the James Ellsworth music played. That was funny. Then of course Charlotte comes in, makes the save, and then it's gonna be announced. Charlotte defeats Carmella. She's added into the match, which Charlotte does, and so it's gonna be a triple threat. Now this is a very interesting thing. Does Carmella scurry away with the title? Charlotte wins. Becky turns heel. Becky wins. Charlotte turns heel. Which option are we going for? A, B, or C?
I didn't honestly listen to any of the options. I'm just going to say Becky Lynch is going to win the whole thing, be a babyface, and maybe Charlotte turns heel down the line.
Oh,
and they face off at Evolution.
Becky versus Asuka at Evolution. That'd be nice.
I just said Charlotte at Evolution. See, you don't even pay attention to what
I heard you. I'm just thinking like.
See, no one pays attention to. We don't pay attention to anyone.
Becky and Asuka at Evolution would be nice. Have a triple threat with Charlotte. I know you don't like them.
No triple threats. 1-on-1.
Oh. Okay. Speaking of 1-on-1, Samoa Joe addresses AJ Styles, talking about what he did to him last week, and this was a very good promo. Every time Samoa Joe has a promo, he just knocks it out of the park, This was a nice one. What are your thoughts on this?
I thought this was a very good promo, just a straight-up heel promo. Samoa Joe runs down AJ Styles, knowing that AJ ain't going to come out and stop him. He just runs down his family, saying that AJ is not a good dad, not a good father.
He put the WWE Championship over his wife and his kids.
So now AJ is going to come back next week, and he's going to give us a nice spirited promo and a rebuttal.
That was another good piece of writing from WWE. Usually somebody would come out and interrupt, but he didn't show up at all. I thought that was very interesting. Joe says, AJ Styles' kids are gonna have their daddy back after he takes the WWE Championship from him at SummerSlam. So, I'm very excited for Joe versus Styles. I don't know what number this is in their careers, but who cares? Just run it back. It's gonna be great. All right, at number 1, Daniel Bryan and The Miz's promo on SmackDown. I thought the Miz did another great job advancing this storyline. He was on location where I think it was in the East Studios. He said, and what are your thoughts on this? First of all.
So this week was a week of great heel promos. We had Samoa Joe, we had The Miz, and we had Tommaso Ciampa on NXT. So great heel promos all the way around. I thought this was really good. We've talked about in the past that I don't feel this is heated up as much. I don't think it was as hot as it was last year. It's just one shoot promo away from getting there. I'm not going to say it's there yet, but it's on its way. It's simmering. We turn the heat on the water right now. It's bubbling. It's not boiling yet, but it's getting there.
It's steaming a little bit.
But I thought it was a great promo by The Miz. Daniel Bryan was alright. He had some WWE cult speak there. And then it was all just kind of... They destroyed it all with the dumb crying babies segment.
Well, I mean...
That was dumb.
It wasn't destroyed.
It was dumb.
That's The Miz, He's saying Daniel Bryan's a crybaby.
It was dumb.
Crying about how he couldn't come back because they wouldn't let me. Then he finally gets there. And then, how he was riding his coattails off of...
I thought they had a good thing going, just with The Miz being super serious and his little shoot comments about, letting his contract expire and going back to the Indies, which is technically seems like it's a shoot, because Big Dave said he ain't signed anything yet. But anyways, I think they were kind of going up there, and then they have the crying baby thing. I was like, oh, really?
I mean, it's like...
They had to have their punchline, and it didn't land.
It landed.
It did not
I
land.
chuckled a little bit.
Fell flat on its face. It broke its ankle, fell flat on its face, didn't land whatsoever.
Jesus. I mean, no, the promo, everything about it. There was good content in there. Miz getting passionate as he always does when he cuts a promo. We're going somewhere. Like you said, I think they are one shoot promo away from it getting to be where it needs to be.
And we got 2 weeks left. Usually the penultimate episode is where they kind of throw all their chips on the table. Except for maybe one storyline might have one big angle to the go home. Probably Brock and Roman will be something big. Maybe Samoa Joe lays out AJ Styles, but kind of the undercard matches. This is kind of where they give their last hurrah. So possibly we get another. Maybe we get something in the ring between the two.
All right, Superstar Spotlight. I got Paul Heyman for his performance on Monday night. And plus, I forgot to mention, Kurt Angle said, he's going to terminate his contract if Lesnar doesn't get out there. So Heyman really just begging for his job, and Lesnar saying, hey, Paul, we're not friends. I thought Heyman's performance all throughout Monday night was exquisite.
Yeah, I've kind of already said who my MVP was. It was Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was great.
Becky Balboa.
She didn't have a match, but she had cut a good promo with her and Renee Young. Minus the whole Carmella thing, but I think her segment backstage with her being conflicted about Charlotte being added to the championship match was real. You can relate to her, and I thought it was just a great, great week for my girl Becky.
Shout out. All right, promo pick of the week: Brock Lesnar on the April 17th edition of SmackDown in 2003. This was about 3 weeks after he won the WWE Championship from Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 19. Very fiery babyface promo from Brock Lesnar. I mean, he talked about the concussion. He joked around with Michael Cole. Was like, you don't think the F5 hurts? I can hit you with one. It hurts. He joked around like that. And then it was really fiery and surreal. He was really over as a babyface. He was thanking God that he was able to walk out of there and that he wasn't seriously hurt. I enjoyed it. What are your thoughts on the promo?
I thought the promo was alright. It's not Brock Lesnar's best babyface promo. He's definitely better when he's serious. This wasn't a real serious Brock, in my opinion. He was kind of joking around a little bit too much. But I think Paul Heyman's with Brock Lesnar, so he has one of the greatest talkers of all time. So Brock doesn't need to talk like he did. He actually talked a decent amount on this week's Raw. And I think Brock is definitely underrated as a promo. When he came back, he had some of those dumb segments with John Laurinaitis when he came back the first time back in 2012. But, those sit-down interviews when they have the UFC-style promo and all he has to do is just talk trash about his opponent, that's what he does best.
It's very true.
Just wait till he talks trash about DC.
Somebody said Daniel Cormier is going to cost Brock Lesnar the Universal Championship, and I laughed. I
wouldn't doubt it if DC's there at the front in New York. I'm not saying he's going to get involved, but I wouldn't be shocked if we get a little stare down.
We all know Brock Lesnar's taking that thing all the way to his UFC
Shout out
fight.
Bret Hart. Bret Hart was at the UFC show in Calgary, and DC was doing commentary, and DC absolutely marked out for him.
We all know Bret Hart.
He ran down all of his accomplishments like they were legit. He was really excited.
We all know Brock Lesnar's taking that Universal title to the Cormier fight. We all know it. All right, tell us about our match pick of the week.
So our match pick is another Brock Lesnar thing. Brock Lesnar, he shows up for 1 week, and that's all we can talk about right
Exactly.
now. So we have 2002 SummerSlam. The SummerSlam where everyone talks about is the Triple H, Shawn Michaels bloodbath that happens. But the main event of that show was Brock versus Rock. Great build. Rock is the WWE Undisputed Champion. They have a great video package leading up to it. It's kind of real sports-like. We have training videos from each of them. The match itself was alright. It was really short, about 15 minutes, but the ending sequence was great. This is Rock before he goes on to be Hollywood Rock, so this is kind of like it's kind of a double turn. I don't know if they kind of improvised in the ring because it's a New York crowd, so they're kind of smartened up to Rock leaving after this match. So basically kind of a double turn at this point with Rock kind of being a little subtle heel. He low blows Brock. Great finishing sequence. I think it's because Rock is going to Hollywood. He doesn't want to do anything special to hurt himself or anything like that. But the last 3 to 5 minutes of this match was fantastic. The crowd was hot for Brock, and Paul Heyman is involved. He takes a couple bumps. Takes a rock bottom.
Takes a rock bottom. Yes, I agree with everything you just said. I watched it back. I enjoyed. People are saying they want to see Rock Brock too. Maybe that's the route Brock goes at WrestleMania.
That poster for SummerSlam with Brock and Rock on it, one of my favorite posters of all time.
You have it at the house? Is it?
No.
Is it?
No, but if anybody's got like a chair or something, I'll take it off your hands.
I'll take it off your hands. Yeah, of course, absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, follow us on Twitter @BulletCast, Instagram The Bulletcast, YouTube channel The Bulletcast, Facebook Bulletcast. Please email us questions for our DM slide, our fan mail, our mailbag. Bulletcast2 is in the number 2, sweetSWEET@gmail.com. We'd like to thank the fans in Watsonville, 99.9 FM K-Dub. We are on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn, and Google Play. All those platforms, please go listen to us. Listen to us on the audio platforms, because you get a certain feel that you don't normally get when you watch the video. You know, people say you watching the video, it's more like you feel more of a connection. The audio version, you're getting that performance enhancing audio. You know, you're getting the feels. You're getting all that. I'm all up in your ear. Getting all that. Don't be creepy. Getting all the milk of Marknesia. Getting all the juice from it. You know. So any G1 talk? No, we're good.
I talked about all of it on my.
Is the juice running loose on New Japan?
The juice is kind of running loose. He beats
OJ's over there. He's running loose.
He beat Sonata.
OJ Simpson beat Sonata?
No, OJ Simpson not beat Sonata. Juice Robinson did. But we didn't even talk about whether the
juice I'm talking about.
We didn't talk about Aleister Black apparently going down with an injury and possibly not even being in Brooklyn.
Tragic. Very tragic. Oh, man.
Maybe next week once we get more information.
Maybe next week, yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Bulletcast. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.